All right, so very good evening to all of you. So today we're going to explore the Montessori subtraction and the multiplication charts with subtraction board, subtraction charts, multiplication charts, and multiplication boards. This is an amazing tool. We know it is very helpful for all of us to make the math very interactive for our children. This is going to help them to understand the simple operations of subtraction and multiplication. So we're going to have a hands-on exercise for children to actually work with that, correct? So in the previous class, what was the material that we learned about? So we learned about addition chart and the addition strip board. Similarly, we're going to start with subtraction strip board and the subtraction chart, correct? So when children are practicing this through a visual learning, the children will also get into the learning language vocabulary of I have this. If I'm taking away, what would I get? They also learn the concept of interjection of the words like, is this the subtrahend? Is this the minuend? Right? So they're going to learn the answers for each one of them. Correct? So this is for our subtraction. So meanwhile, what does our multiplication chart allow us? So it is going to help our children to learn the patterns through which the tables can be helpful for children to work on. So the children would also learn on skip counts. They learn the practice of tables, right? So all this is something which we are going to make sure that you're going to be using the right tools when you're introducing the lessons for our children, okay? Note down the first material for today that we're going to be learning is, okay.
Subtraction strip board.
Subtraction strip board, yes. No, the Zoom had an update today, so everything is new for me. The advanced layout of sharing is so different, so I'm just trying to figure it out. Can you still see or I can't see? Can you see, guys?
No, ma'am.
No, right?
No, ma'am.
Chalo, all right. Okay. So this is our next material that we're going to be seeing for today. So that's our subtraction strip board. And we have seen a similar one. Now, could you tell me the differences between the addition strip board and the subtraction strip board if you have both of that together? If you see the board, can you see the board there? You have a line after 10. But in addition strip board, we had a line after 9, correct? So this is one difference that you have to note. The second difference, what you will note is, apart from the red and the blue strips, you will also have gray strips. Now, this gray strips will be from 1 to 18. So it will be for a complete number set of 18 tak, okay? So these are the two differences. One is the line has to be after 10, and you should also pick the gray strips. This is going to be one difference comparatively to your addition strip board. So we know it's a very classic material. It's a wooden board on which the numbers from 1 to 18 is written. Kindly specify 1 to 10 is written in the written in the color blue, and 11 to 18 is written in the color red. And you have two strips, red strips ranging from numbers 1 to 9, blue strips ranging from numbers 1 to 9, which is representing the quantity of various lengths. Along with that, we also have a gray strip to cover the numbers which is not required, ranging from 1 to 18. Are the numbers written on the gray strips? No. Numbers will only be written on the red and the blue strip. This is another difference that we got to be working on. So what would you do when you are introducing this concepts to the children? You have to show them that the board has 18 columns and it provides the workspace for children to arrange the strips. Now, if you see, numbers from 1 to 9 are blue and 10 to 18 are in red. This is the difference that you will show from the addition board. Previously, this was the board. If you do not have this subtraction board, you can use the same thing. But do you notice a difference from an addition to a subtraction? In subtraction board, you will find a line after 9. Okay, that means you have to tell children that you will not have an answer which is bigger than 9. That is the only reason. Why it is given number 10? Because you will not have a sum which is more than 10 here. Like 1 plus 9 could be the maximum thing, or 9 plus 9 could be the maximum thing. But in subtraction, you will not have a bigger number than 9. So these are the two differences that you would give from the addition strip board and your subtraction strip board. You have all these materials ready. Next, what you're going to do is like you will have to take up the number. Say suppose, if at all, if I have to be subtracting a particular number, I will have to first identify what is my subtrahend, what is my minuend, okay? Based on that only, I will have to start introducing the concepts to the children. Now, what is the first step that I have to do? Arrange my boards, arrange the strips from number 1 to 9 in this particular fashion, and you are ready. Now you take a problem statement. Say if it is 18 minus 9, you have to work on this particular concept like cover up with the gray strip, minus 9, whatever is your left remaining answer, that becomes your remaining answer. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that. To support the subtraction strip board, you can also have a subtraction chart. Now this is the table that you're going to be working, which helps our children to work on the readiness part of it. Okay, is my answer right? The child can always clarify. So keeping this also in mind, you can start working on that. So this is how the material is all about. Okay, coming down to, how do I stop sharing it? Okay. So coming back to how do we exactly work on this particular exercise, I'm going to show you. So what are the 3 things that you need? You need your gray strip to cover the numbers. You need your red and blue strips to perform the operations. Okay. So here is what we have. You can either arrange it horizontally or you can arrange it vertically. So let's see the demonstration of how do we do it. Okay. So keep a note here. We start with the exercise. This is how your board is. Choosing the board, you have to always be careful that you will choose a board which will have line after number 9. I have taken that. Take out your red strips ranging from 1 to 9. Arrange it towards the side, starting from a bigger number to the smaller number. Okay. So this is what we're going to have it. Now, what about your blue color? You can arrange it towards the right-hand side of yours. Similar way, you are going to do it. One difference to gray and red. On the red and the blue, there are numbers written. On the gray, there are no numbers written on that. Easy? So this is the first step of arrangement. So we arrange the strips, we arrange the board. Your first step is done. So this might carry 10 marks for choosing the right board, for arranging the strips in the rightful order. Now, what is your next thing? You have to arrange your gray strips. Now, gray strips, some of the materials can be brown, but most of the other materials, we see them in the gray color. These are basic wooden strips itself, ranging from number 1 to 18. So what I do, for number 1, I will arrange the longest stick. For number 18, I would arrange the smallest one. So this is what is your first arrangement that you're going to be working with. Once this is ready, okay, so all your strips have been arranged. And now what you got to do is you got to perform your operations. Either you can follow the table or you can give a classic statement. Now say suppose if you take 10 minus 1, or you're working with the subtraction table of 10 minus 1, 10 minus 2, 10 minus 3, 10 minus 4, 10 minus 5. We're going to do that. So in that, what is 10? 10 is the minuend. Minus 5 is the subtrahend. Okay, so you're going to subtract from that. So the child will get the terminology. So since it is 10 minus 1, what is my first step is, I have to choose a stick or the strip which is right above my 10 and I have to cover it with the remaining numbers. So I don't need 11 onwards, right? The maximum number what I have is only till 10. Guys, are you getting me? 10 minus 1. So I don't need 11, 12, 13 and all of that. So what I do is like I will find the right choice of the strip and I will have to cover this. If you ask me, should I cover? Yes. If you don't cover, you lose marks. So subtraction strip board, you have to cover what number is not required by choosing the exact strip. Now minus 1. So that minus 1, the subtrahend is always blue in color. You don't have to choose a red color. You have to choose the blue color. What is your answer? That's your red strip. So your answer is 9. Everybody is with me? Let's do one more problem. Now I got to do 10 minus 2. That becomes my 8. 10 minus 3 becomes my 4. So this is how you would be able to practice your subtraction using a subtraction strip board. Okay. So this is your first exercise that we're going to be working on. Now say suppose if you get another problem. Randomly you're giving 14 minus 9. So what is my first step that I have to do? I have to cover the numbers which is not required after 14. So 15, 16, 17, 18, I have to cover. So what should I do? I have to pick a strip which is right above number 14.
Yes.
Correct? And I will have to subtract. Now, if it is 11 minus 7, I have to pick a strip which is right above my 11 and cover the numbers what is not required. Minus 7, then my answer is 4. So we keep it back. Now do another one, 6 minus 1. So what do we do here? 6 minus 1. So I don't need numbers from 7 onwards. Pick a strip which is right above my 6. Cover the numbers after 7. We don't need them. So 6 minus 1 is 5. So we took away 1 from our number 6. Once I'm done, I will have to keep back all my strips. Keeping back is another position. So you start with the smaller number, bigger number. The next smaller, the next bigger. The next smaller, the next bigger. So 1 and 8, 1 and 9, 8 and 2, 7 and 3, 6 and 4. So your arrangements are going to be that way. So everything will be neatly arranged in the smaller portion. So it looks like that. See 9, 8, yeah, 9. So you can arrange it that way. Sorry, it's 8 and 1. Okay, so 8 and 1, 7 and 2, 6 and 3, 4 and 5. That will make up your 9 quantity. So this is how you are going to perform simple subtraction using your subtraction strip board. Okay. To support this, what I have is my subtraction charts. Okay. So what is a subtraction chart? That is the next material that we have. Please note down. The next one that we have is called the subtraction chart. A beautiful material again for all of us to work on. Okay. So this is our subtraction chart. It just looks very simple like this. This is how it actually looks like. Okay. So it's a valuable tool. Like how we had our addition chart. Do you all remember we had our addition chart, right? So similarly, you have your subtraction chart. Now, what you need to understand there, the one which is given on the red, it starts from 18 and it flows horizontal and then vertically in the zigzag fashion until number 1. So that means your first number can be up to 18, 1 to 18. Minus of what you do, it has to be only till 9. So I can't do 18 minus 10. I can't do 18 minus 13. I can't do 18 minus 17. No, it has to be minus 9. So that's the reason the last minuend has to be, subtrahend has to be minus 9. Okay, so this is the reason that there is a line which has been drawn after the number 9 also. So this is the chart that we're going to be using to perform the simple subtraction. How do we do that? I need to have two things to reinforce. I will keep my subtraction strip board also. This is an addition strip board, sorry. You keep your subtraction strip board along with you. You also bring your chart along with you, and then you start working on the problem. Say, suppose if you have got the problem 14 minus 8. Your first finger is going to be on 14. Your next finger, the left hand one, is going to be on number 8. Okay, the left index finger is on 8. Now gently move both of them down. Where are they intersecting? They are intersecting at number 6. Okay. Now let's do some more problems. Now if it is 8 minus 4, where does it intersect? Your first right hand index is at 8. Where is minus 4? On the blue color. If I'm coming down, I'm intersecting at, where am I intersecting? At number 4. You're getting that? You're getting me? Right, 1 second, I'll just show you. Okay. 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 So if at all, if I'm working with, what was it? 8 minus 4. So my first finger is going to be at 8. My next index is going to be at minus 4. So we're going to intersect here. My answer is going to be 4. If it is 3 minus 2, first finger, right hand is going to be here. Minus 2, that is my left index is minus 2. Then I'm going to get them together. So my answer is 1. Okay, if it's 18 minus 9. So my first right hand is here. My index finger of left hand is here. So they are intersecting. 18 minus 9 is 9. So this is your first chart. It's a blind chart subtraction. You should know the numbers that you actually start with. Okay, the one that is on the red is called your subtrahend, sorry, minuend, and the blue is called your subtrahend. Okay, so this is your second number. Now I'm just going to show you how do we work on that. Sorry for the delay. My app is upgraded. So it's kind of difficult for me to find where it is. Can you see now?
Yes.
This is how the chart is. Now, if you don't have the chart, what you do, you take a printout of it and you will introduce it to your children. Okay. Now try to observe closely how the numbers are going down. So these are the 2 parameters that you got to observe. And firstly, you will tell to children also how to put their fingers on the red lines, how to put the fingers on the blue markings. They have to be very, very vigilant on knowing this. Once they are confident in identifying these is what you will give them the problem statements. Okay. Now say suppose if you give a problem of like 13 minus 7. So that would be your answer. That is your 6. So likewise, you can go. So this is how you would be able to put your finger and help the children to actually work. Now say suppose if you get an answer like, 1 minus 1. So your answer is 0, right? So you can work on that and you can help your children to work. So this is a DIY. So you can print a worksheet and you can give it to your children so that they understand this material and they can learn from it. Okay. So I asked others also on the other day to make charts and give. I think very few of them have sent me the assignment, and others, in case if you have not written, try to copy it. Okay. So what you do is like for the reinforcement, always give problem statements for children. So you can give them a table of 12, a table of 11. Let the children go every day subtraction using the subtraction charts and boards. Okay. So that's going to be there. So that was your chart 1. Now, if at all, if I have a blank chart, I will not have any numbers which has been printed on it. Okay. So this is how another one I would have. Now, just like how in addition chart 5, 6, we did the 3, 4, 5, 6, you remember? So there, how we have the last chart, we had those tiny number cards which was written. Similarly, in our subtraction, this chart also, this is chart 3 of subtraction. This will also have number cards which will be written on it. That is from 0 to 9 as what you will have. So you can give a random problem like 10 minus 1. The child will have to find out the answer and they will have to be keeping it. So this is considered to be as where the child is going to recognize the pattern both in the chart as well as in the number pattern. So depending upon what is the problem statement that you're giving. So this is how it's going to work out. So when the child masters in both of these charts, you can actually help your children. Now the teachers can give the answers and the child will have to tell us what is the problem. Okay, so if the answer was 4, what is the problem?
It can be 9 minus 5.
No, look at there. Look at the chart.
13 minus 9.
Minus 9.
13 minus 9.
That's the first one. Now, if the answer is 1, what's the problem?
8 minus
7.
8 minus 7. Answer is 8.
14
14 minus 6.
Minus 6. Answer was 10.
10 minus 4.
4. Answer is 3.
7 minus
minus
4.
7 minus 4. Okay, the answer is 7.
9
8
minus
minus
1.
Minus 1. 8 minus 1.
8 minus
8 minus 1.
8 minus
Answer is
1.
0. Answer is 0.
1
1
minus
minus
1.
1 minus 1.
Okay. Now I will still have other cards on top like 0, 1, 3, 9. I can keep it anywhere, or how is it? I can't keep anywhere, right? So the teacher should also know where to be positioning, how to ask questions. So all these things are work in progress. That's the reason the teacher always goes prepared to the class. So she can't take a number 9 and keep it near 0. Can I have that answer? Not possible. So she should know first of all where I have to keep. So where will she have to keep number 9? If at all, if there was a possibility? 15 minus 6, I can keep there. 18 minus 9, I can keep there, right? So the teacher should know where exactly she needs to be keeping that card so that they would get the rightful answer. Okay, all this goes into our preparation, and this is our chart of subtraction. So you can go with this tabulation also. Just now what we saw was a table for, in the previous one, we saw for 12, a table of 12. So likewise, you can do for the other ones, like, subtraction chart for 9 or 10, for 13. So it goes on. So this is one of the reference chart that you actually have it in the Montessori classes. You can give these reference charts to children so that, they get a little good hands-on exercises on the basic level of understanding the subtraction conceptions. Okay. So these are the two materials, very similar to our addition strip board and our subtraction strip board, addition charts and the subtraction charts. So these are simple. So how many charts we had in subtraction? 2 charts. How many charts we had in addition? 4 charts. Along with that, we have reference also. So this is also a reference chart that you actually have. So all these things can be reused over and over again. Whenever they are giving you questions about this, you can actually reuse all of them and can work on that. Now say suppose if they have not given you this, and if they ask you to have a paper presentation, okay, to write, so you can copy this. Online students, you should know how to make this particular formation, okay, right from 18 to 9, again from minus 9 to 8, minus 8 to 7, minus 7 to 6, and you should also know how to fill the numbers. If you don't know how to fill the numbers, just do a simple calculation. 18 minus 9 is 9, 17 minus 9 is 8, so 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. So you should be able to fill in the answers. It goes the same thing. So your fillers are going to be the same. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 9, 8, 7, 4, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. The top side is the red color and the subtrahend is your blue color. So color identification is a must and should. So you should know how to draw. You should know how to present it on your paper. A very simple exercise, a scoring one. Students, whoever has got this, have scored 100 on 100. Students have lost marks also in subtraction charts, okay, because of silly mistakes. So there could be a possibility of you not making such mistakes. So this too covers both your materials. Okay. So now I would move to the next one that's related to our multiplication. So everybody please note down our next material that's called the multiplication board. Much before the board, we have to understand the concept of beads. What are the beads that we actually use it in our multiplication? Okay. So can you look here? We have learned this already in our tens quantity. We have learned this. We have used this material in our skip counts. Do you remember when we had the skip counts? We use the same material, the colorful beads, right? So even in multiplication beads, when you're performing this multiplication, you can use these beads also to get your answers. Okay, so this is your multiplication beads that we can actually work on. Now look at this and tell me, is it visually appealing? Yes. Every number has a different color? Yes. So it is giving us a concrete way to represent multiplication, because I can do my repeated addition also using this, correct? So it helps me to work on my calculations in a very easy way for me to conclude on this. So let's see how I can do it. So this is one of the material that I will be having it. Initially, if the child has never been introduced to this material, I want the teachers to remove each bead outside and show the children how the quantity is represented. And you have to introduce the colors, like 1 is red, 2 is green, 3 is pink, 4 is yellow, 5 is light blue, 6 is purple, 7 is white, 8 is brown, 9 is dark blue, and 10 is a golden bead bar. The child should know the names of the color along with the number of beads in every string or every bar. So once the bead bars are introduced, then is what you will start performing on the multiplication part. Now say, suppose if I'm introducing a table of 3. So it's 3 one time, 3 two times, 3 three times, 3 4 times. Now do you see there I have picked what quantity? I've picked 3. So if you go back to this material, that 3 will also be 10 times. Okay, so 10 individual 3s I should have, at least to introduce a table until 3 10 times is 30. Okay, so I have chosen a table of 3. So we take that 3 one time. So what's the answer? It's 3. 3 two times. Look at the strings there. I've kept 3 one time, 3 two times. So 2 strings of 3 I have kept. Now, if I count, I'm getting the answer as 6. So I go to my box again. I have to find an equivalent quantity, 6, and I would replace it here. Now, what is my 3 times? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I replace it with 9. 3 4 times is 12. Now, by now, the child understood the teens quantity, and they represent like 12 is 110 and 2 ones. So it goes with the golden bead bar and a number 2. 3 5 times, 3 6 times, and this table goes on. Okay. And now you, after the teacher introduces, you give the child a choice. What is 3 6 times? What is 3 7 times? What is 3 8 times? You can go on, and the child should be able to identify the numbers. Now 3 7 times is 21. Now the child knows, okay, it's 21. So 2 tens and 1 1. So I have to keep 3 8 times, 24. 3 9 times, 27. So they understand this and they work on that. So what did we learn using the multiplication beads is, children first visually see how multiplication is taught in classes. How? Because we are arranging the beads. The second thing what we are also introducing is, indirectly we are also introducing them the skip counting. We're also teaching them the concept of multiplication, correct? So we are helping the child to skip counts like 3, 6, 9, 12. We're teaching them. And the addition also goes on here. So repeated addition is also happening. So the child will understand the concept of skip counts and the multiplication chain material here. Okay, a beautiful concept using multiplication, what we have. So before you introduce multiplication, make sure your child understands this. Okay, and also another difference what you have to give them is, you should also tell them that 3 4 times is different than 4 3 times. Correct? 3 4s is different. 4 3 is different. Correct? Because the visual representation is different. Now, this is also one of the questions that you might also ask in the classes, right? So, how well that you will be able to identify and give it, it is all up to you. You can help them to work on it. Okay. So, guys, yes, Prasanna, you're there. Niveta, you're there. Nisha, you're there. Okay. So these are certain things that you should be able to identify and give it to all your children accordingly. Okay? Okay. The next one, please note. You're also cross-checking with your book, right? So you tick the material, what is there, right? So in case if I would have missed something in the sequence, you can remind me. So I'll open that file and show it to you. The next one, after the beads, what we have? is related to our multiplication board itself. Now, when it comes down to the boards, just like how we have our, addition strip board, we also have multiplication board, okay? Okay, so we do have multiplication board also. So this is how the multiplication board looks like. And the choice of the colors, what you'll have to choose is a red color beads over here. Now, what is multiplication? We know it's a repeated addition. You have to choose this material. You would have cards and you will also have beads. Along with that, there would be problem statements of what you got to do. What is our first step that we're going to do? We're going to arrange our beads, arrange the board, arrange the cards in sequence from 1 to 10 and start performing the problem. Okay, now this is another worksheet that I'm going to give you. But much before doing the worksheet, I want to show you how the multiplication board is performed with. Here we go. Can you all see my screen? Yes, no, please answer.
Yes.
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 The
So this is our
multiplication board is
multiplication board. So what are the different things that you can identify here? You have a board, you have the beads, okay, and then at the top you have a position to keep your skittle or a coin, and along with that you would have cards, correct? So you will have cards ranging from 1 to 10. Now there are perforated holes. Now how many numbers are written on that? From 1 to 10. You have the numbers which has been
10.
written from 1 to 10. Okay, so arrange all of them in sequence, numbers from 1 to 10. Now take up any particular problem. Say, suppose if you're doing a table of 3. Okay, so that's your multiplicand. How many times are you going to multiply that? That becomes your multiplier. So 3, 4 times. 3 into 4. So 3 is your multiplicand and 4 is your multiplier. So 3 1 time, 3 2 time, 3 3 time, and 3 4 time. Now, when I collectively count all of them, what is the answer we get? 3 4 times is 12. Now, what if it was 4 3 times? I would have collected 4 1 time, 4 2 time, 4 3 time. The answer is same, but the positional values are different. Now, take another problem statement, 6 3 times. So, you will insert your 6. That is your multiplicand or multiplier. 6 is multiplicand or multiplier?
Multiplicand.
Okay, so we are multiplying it into 3. So into 3 times. So 6 beads you have to take. The number of multiplicand is what you're going to be choosing. 6 1 time, 6 2 times, and 6 3 times. So what's the answer that we get? We have to count individual beads and you have to write. So 6 3 times is 18. Okay, so this is your multiplication board. Easy. So you need to have that. Now moving back to our presentation, if at all, if you're working on this, you need to have on the same thing. Okay, so the strips are given. So you can give a worksheet to your child and you can ask them to fill up all these worksheets. Okay, so the child will now identify and they will start marking. Now say suppose if it's 4 5 times, how do we mark it? How do we mark it? 4 5 times. So 4 you will
For
write into circle.
multiplicand.
5 you will put it here. So you're going to take your red color sketch pen and you're going to mark 4 1 time,
4 1 time, 4 2 time,
3
4 3 time,
4 4 time, 4 5 times. And you'll write the answer as 20.
5 4 is 20.
Okay. Or the teacher can go and the teacher can ask to perform the complete table. Perform the table of 4. Perform the table of 5. So you have to print the worksheet also and give it to the child so the child will complete. Or randomly you can have this multiplication cards. The child can pick anything randomly and they can perform multiplication. Okay. So we stop here and we will rejoin back again. So please join me back again.